Iwo Jima, Mississippi, and Jerry Lewis are all on this day. I am Briggs. I'm a little under the weather, but I'm pushing through it, in case my voice sounds a little off to you guys. The date is March 16th, and it is the 76th day of the year. There are 290 days left in 2020, so enjoy them all. It's the 11th Monday of the year. It is the 86th day of winter, and there's only 4 days left until spring. If this is your birthday, congratulations, you're a Pisces like me. Yesterday was Pi Day, the math thing, not the pumpkin or apple thing. Pi is a ratio between the circumference and diameter, like of a circle, you know? Pi is a constant, therefore it will always be the same for circles of all sizes, which is sort of cool. Pi Day was first celebrated in 1988. It's kind of a weird day. As for today, there's no holidays, so today is officially Wash the Hell Out of Your Hands Day. Remember, anything worth doing is worth overdoing. Really, it's a good idea. Let's, all try and stay healthy. All that being said, let's see what else happened on March 16th of yesteryears. 1782, during the American Revolutionary War, Spanish troops captured the British-held island of Roatan. Roatan is part of Honduras, down there in, Central America. These days, it's a nice little island that cruise ships bring a lot of people to, and you can get $2 beers. It's a nice little tropical island. They've also got a really nice pizza place called Sea Level Pizza. It's right on the beach. Go there if you ever end up in Roatan. 1802, the Corps of Engineers, as it's known today, was established by President Thomas Jefferson when he signed the Military Peace Establishment Act. Its aim was to organize and establish a Corps of Engineers. I was infantry when I was in the Army, and I would see these guys working. They would dig trenches, lay barbed wire, all kinds of stuff. They could flatten some land and pave a road a mile long over the course of a night or two. Meanwhile, here in Beaverton, the city spent 4 months trying to put a half a mile of sidewalk in near my house. Yeah, the engineers in the Army are no joke. They get stuff done. 1870, the first version of Romeo and Juliet by Tchaikovsky receives its premiere performance. 1935, Adolf Hitler orders Germany to redeem herself in violation of the Treaty of Versailles. The Treaty of Versailles was a peace treaty that brought World War I to an end. The treaty ended the state of war between Germany and the Allied powers. It was signed on June 28, 1919 in Versailles. There was a lot to the treaty, but the main aspect was that Germany was not supposed to have anything more than a small defensive army, almost like a National Guard. That didn't sit well with old crazy pants. Conscriptions were reintroduced to form the Wehrmacht. The Wehrmacht is what they called the armed forces of Nazi Germany. It lasted from 1935 to 1945. The conscription thing sucked. Basically, when a country successfully invades another country and takes it over, they force the locals into their army. If you've ever seen Saving Private Ryan at the beginning when the Americans take Normandy, this happens.
Send in the dogs. I'm waiting here to tie over. What?
Those were Czech conscription soldiers. They were saying, please don't shoot me. I'm not German. I'm Czech. I didn't kill anyone. I'm Czech. And the Americans didn't know what they were saying, so they shot them. Many Czech and Polish citizens were forced into the German military after their hometowns were taken over. A lot of that happened. In 1945, World War II, the Battle of Iwo Jima ends, but small pockets of Japanese resistance continued on. These guys, they would not give up. The emperor told them to fight till the end, and they were. Even if some of their commanders were giving up, they continued to fight. Fun piece of trivia, there was a Japanese soldier that lost contact with his unit back in 1945 or whatever, and he hid in the jungles in one of the islands of the Pacific until the 1970s when he finally surrendered. His last order was to continue to fight and never surrender. He never did until he was too old to maintain a life hiding in the jungle, I guess. Weird. 1968, Vietnam War. The My Lai massacre occurs. This was sad. Between 345 to 500 Vietnamese villagers, men, women, and children are killed by American troops. This was just an ugly, ugly part of our history. I mean, you can complain a lot about things we've done in war and places we've attacked and stuff like this. This was truly a low point for the U.S. military. When I was in basic and throughout my military, they still brought this up in the 80s and 90s as a lesson. Don't be these guys. 1995, Mississippi formally ratifies the 13th Amendment, becoming the last state to approve the abolishment of slavery. Yeah, 1995. The 13th Amendment was officially ratified in 1865. I've talked about this before, but what was the deal with these dudes? Were they, we didn't get the memo, sorry. Idiots. Born on March 16th, 1926, Jerry Lewis is born. Now, I love comedy. I've It's been a big part of my life to the point where it's been like a lifelong study for me. I've never been a fan of his comedy, but I realized that Jerry Lewis was one of the greatest comedy minds we have ever seen. 1949, Eric Estrada, actor, pop culture icon. That man landed his first role in 1970 and has continued to work steadily since then. And I have to tell you, without Googling him, I can't name anything else past Chips from 1977 to 1983. 1967, Lauren Graham, actress and girl next door hot, I gotta admit. She's from the Gilmore Girls, and one of her greatest roles is in Bad Santa. That movie is fabulous. It's very adult, but if you've never seen it and you don't mind adult type movies, watch Bad Santa with her and Billy Bob Thornton. Great movie. Died on March 16th, 1988, Mickey Thompson, American race car driver. On March 16th, 1988, Thompson and his wife, Trudy, were killed by two hooded gunmen outside their home in Bradbury, California, in the foothills of the San Gabriel Mountains, not too far from LA. An intense police investigation initially failed to uncover either the identity of the mystery gunmen or a motive for the crime. Police were interested in Thompson's former business partner, Michael Frank Goodwin, who repeatedly refused to pay Thompson more than $768,000 he owed from a court settlement. The guy was kind of a jerk too. He was known after the case, he was supposed to pay up this money. He was heard telling people that he was going to kill him and he doesn't know who he's messing with and he's going to kill his whole family. He said all kinds of things like that. The guy was a real hothead. Well, it came to bite him in the butt. The case remained unsolved until 2001 when Goodwin was charged in Orange County, California with the murders. He was convicted in 2007. A ton of evidence pointed to him being part of a murder for hire type thing. The two gunmen were never found. 2019, Dick Dale, American surf guitarist, singer, and songwriter. He was known as the king of the surf guitar. I used to listen to his music all the time when I was younger. Alright, so that's today's video, March 16th. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Sorry I've been missing some of them. I've been a little under the weather with this thing going around, so hopefully we'll be on track soon. Everybody have a great day. Be nice to each other.